Right, today I'm going to be fixing this joystick on this Xbox 360 controller. And as you can see, this one is nice and tight. There's no play in it, but this one is, first of all, off-centered, and then it has a lot of play in it before it actually starts moving the potentiometers. So I'm going to be replacing the body. There's no software to recalibrate these sticks, so you can't just swap the potentiometers with the body. You have to keep the potentiometers exactly where they are. So this one needs to stay on the top, this one needs to stay on the left, and just going to be replacing the body. The body has no electrical current going through it except for ground. They're just solder mounts. But the potentiometers is what the board is actually calibrated to, these potentiometers. So to keep the gameplay nice and steady, just like it was from factory, we need to be able to utilize these. If these are damaged, then unfortunately you're going to have to solder on a board to the back of these with resistors that's going to be able to center it and get the correct thing on there. But there's no real software for it. It's all soldering and chips. And I don't want to mess with any of that. So we're just going to be replacing the body. And to do that, we need to take off the, what is that? The LT trigger. Now for that, there's just a clip right here and a clip that is supposed to be on the top. No, just the one clip. But right here, you have your trigger for the sensor, and that is soldered on with these 3 points right here. So what we need to do first is get some leaded solder on there. Oh, here's the other one. That's the one I was looking for. So one clip here, one clip here. So we're going to solder these 3 points, and then we're going to desolder them so that we can remove that and remove the trigger, and then we can get access to the joystick. For this job, you're going to need some basic tools, solder pump, paste, soldering iron, and then you're also going to need a hot air rework station, or you're going to need a solder adapter that fits the Xbox 360. I don't have that because I don't repair these a lot because they're usually pretty cheap. I just unfortunately don't have any in stock right now, so I need to fix the ones that I have. So I have my soldering iron at 370 degrees Celsius. Which I might have to go up just, oh no, that one's okay. I'm gonna try to see if I could do something here. If I can push down on that. Trying to actually see if I can get it to slide down while I applied heat to it. If I can get some fingernails under there. Normally doesn't work out this easy, but nice. So it did work. All right, cool. So that actually worked. It doesn't normally work out like that, but I was able to touch all the pads together, and solder was actually bridged across all 3 of them, so it applied heat to all 3. And then I was able to get my fingernails right under the back here and pull that down. Okay, so you want to try to keep this all together though. Don't let it come apart like I just did. If it does, it's not a big deal. You just want to keep it all together. Pop that out and then pop that out. That's going to come off like that. Now to reinsert this back into the board, you are going to have to clean these 3 pins right here. See if I can get that. You're gonna have to clean those and make sure that all the excess solder on there is taken care of. So we'll come back to that. So now, with that removed from these 3 pins here, we have access to the joystick. So you can see how it's kind of broken and it's all over the place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it the way that it is on here, and I'm going to use my hot air rework station to remove all of those at one time. But I'm going to keep them on there, so then that way when I get the new body off, I remember which potentiometer goes to what side. Because again, if you switch this one to the left and the left to the top, then your the calibration is going to be off. So you want to make sure that they stay exactly where they're at, because that's what they're calibrated for. All right, so let's go ahead and get that started. Okay, same thing. I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of paste first. A little bit of flux. If your potentiometers are damaged, this fix is unfortunately not going to help. This board is not. It's just the stick that's damaged, so we'll be all right. Okay, once we have the leaded solder on there, we can go ahead and start the hot air station. I'm going to use the large tip for this one. I'm gonna have this one set to 710 degrees Fahrenheit. There we go. So now I'm going to clean the board, clean the solder. And then I'm going to have to do the same thing to this one. I can actually just take the body. I'm actually just going to take the body off of this one since it's already accessible. I don't have to mess with all the trigger. All right. Okay, now we just need to clean up the 3 points right there, and then we're going to clean up both sides of the board. There we go. Okay, now that that's nice and clean, both sides, everything is ready to be put back together. So I'm going to take the donor board and remove the joystick off of that. So now we have the donor board. We're going to do the same thing, and we're going to take this one off here. It's working good. Still clicky and has a lot of tension, so it's going to be a good candidate for it. There we go, we got the new body out. Now we have the two bodies. And this was the broken one. So now we're gonna move the potentiometers over to the correct place, and we're gonna do it one at a time. So this one I can go ahead and just take off, set that to the side. This is also a good time to clean up the legs on here. And we're going to have to clean up the legs on these ones too. But just gently take that off. And while I have it open, I'm going to go ahead and clean it. Can't see it in the video, but there is a lot of dust and debris in there. A little bit of alcohol. And then you want to gently clean the metal on here. And then gently place it back in. You have to be careful because these will break right here if you force it. So just make sure that they'll clip right back in. Just like that. To keep calibration correct, you need to keep all of this correct, so you cannot break them. If you break it, all of this is for nothing. Okay. Which one's the good one? Which one's the bad one? This is the bad one. So then now we're just going to place this back on here. Okay. All right. There we go. We got the new one. This is pretty much the tedious, crummy part. Just trying to make sure that all these legs don't have blobs on them, because the blobs won't go through the holes. I literally just remembered that I have new bodies. I could have just taken the bodies off and put the potentiometers on there. Dang it. Oh, I'm already done. I got this last little one right here. You live and you learn, am I right? All right, that should be good. So now we can go ahead and put this back on there, and you just want to make sure that everything lines up. Don't force it. You don't want to break the board or damage any traces. So if it's not going in smoothly, take it back out and try it again. Okay, with it sitting flush, that looks good. While I'm holding it, I'm going to try to, where'd they go? I'm going to put a little bit of solder on my iron. And then while I'm holding it, I'm just going to touch one of the legs here and get that soldered on. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. And the only reason I'm doing this is because it is fitting pretty loosely. If yours is on there tight, then you shouldn't have to do this, but mine's loose, so I don't want it to bounce around and move around once I put it on this PCB holder. So now that I have those two legs on there, it should stay in place. There we go. Everything looks good. So now I can put it on my PCB holder and we can knock this out. There we go. Got the new stick installed. Both of them are nice and good. That's all there is to it. You just need hundreds of dollars worth of equipment to fix a $25 controller. But now we have a controller, so we're just gonna go ahead and put everything else back on. Just clip it on and then do that. And I'm just gonna fast forward it. There's not really much to it. It's just if you made it this far and you were able to solder all this on, then putting this back on is a piece of cake. You don't need to sit there and watch it. And that's it. And then you're gonna put the controller back together.